Today, I want to talk briefly about excellence and being exceptional in life, business, etc. There's a misconception. So often we feel that in order to be excellent at something, we have to be perfect at it. We have to be someone who is just not willing to, well, is willing to be subpar. And let me tell you what excellence really is. Excellence is taking the time to learn something, screw up, and repeat. In other words, persevere, to get up when you fall down, to move forward consistently. It does not require perfection. Perfection is a false premise. If you can reach for perfection, but you'll never reach perfection. So what I would encourage, if you're struggling with life, if you're thinking to yourself, boy, I wish I could be doing more, achieving more, understand that your goal is to be someone who is so disciplined, who's so good at persevering, and is so good at understanding that even if you hit certain thresholds and goals, there's going to be continuous growth. If you've noticed, anytime someone completes, I have a very good friend of mine who just did a half Ironman. Shout out to you, Tom Hill, if you're on this. That he just did the 70.3 half Ironman, which if you're familiar with, is a 1.2 mile swim, a 56-mile bike ride, and a half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. Adds up, all those numbers add up to 70.3. And a full Ironman is double that. But a half is quite an accomplishment. When Tom finished that, I'm sure one of the thoughts he said, like, that was great. That was great. What am I doing next? So it didn't, so by finishing the race didn't mean that the progress in his life was over. There wasn't a single pinnacle, it was a continuous growth. So I would encourage you watching this, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, to continually try to grow, improve, and understand that you will fail. You're doing great at just playing the game. So many people don't even play the game. So be happy for yourself that you're playing the game. But understand that it's okay to stop if it's something that you're doing that doesn't resonate anymore. But the most successful people typically don't necessarily work the hardest. I think it's a little bit of a misnomer. They do a few things differently. They will, more importantly, persevere when others quit, but also they pay attention to what's working and what's not working, because there's always clues. There's a Tony Robbins quote. He says, success leaves clues, and that's so important. If you study the greatest minds or those who are excelling at that which you wish to excel at, you can learn a lot from them. So what I would encourage is that you always try to learn from the experts, continuously move forward, understand that this journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient with yourself, love yourself, understand that there will be setbacks. And the most important thing with a setback, because they're natural, they're part of the process. Your objective is not to be successful. Your objective is to fail forward and fail frequently. And when you do that, the end result equals a life what people typically call success. So I would encourage that you're always moving in a forward direction, failing forward. Okay? And this concept I'm going to leave you with may sound like one of the more crazy ones, but it's important. And this concept is, if you can fail as frequently as possible, you will actually move forward faster than those who are succeeding in many aspects. And I'll tell you why. The reason, when we fail, it's not an if, we're bound to fail. And failure is part of the process. failure is just part of the progress. But when we actually fail, it's paramount that you understand that you learn so much more. When you win anything, you don't question yourself. You don't ask yourself, hey, what could I have done better? You're like Robbins, quote him twice today. He says, at the end of every workshop, and you know how famous Tony is, and there's several thousand people, large groups, he'll ask the team, what went well, and what could we have done differently? So they allow his team to continually improve what they do. Okay, so the question of what could we have done differently is a understanding the failures that happened, and failures that happen means that you're moving better and better towards greater levels of excellence. So excellence is the path, perfection is the objective, but it'll never be achieved, of course, but you will move forward, and that's what matters. So with that,